Over my years of casting, we've seen some pretty crazy Age of Empires 2 maps. Look at this one, guys. Kirby's World. Check it out. You got a Kirby map in Age of Empires 2. I don't think I need to explain who Kirby is. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure that one out. And anyways, we've got 2 players. Pretty solid rank. We've got players around 1750, 1800 elo here. On the green, we've got Breakfast, who's playing as the Lithuanians and is looking to chop through the eye of Kirby. And then in the purple, we have Emu Warrior, who's playing as the Teutons. So obviously, map looks like Kirby, but let's talk about how the map is laid out here. So wood, at least initially, they're going to have to chop Kirby's eye. Seems like through the trees is also berries if you want that as an option. I think it just, honestly, like you got to appreciate that. You look at the actual game, guys. Don't look at the mini-map. You see the berries. You're like, ooh, that's an interesting feature. And then you look at the mini-map and you're like, oh, I see why they did it. Let's go. Anyway, sorry, I got a little distracted. There's water around Kirby, so that could be an area for players to go as well in order to fish. And I'm pretty sure Breakfast has thought of that because Breakfast is chopping wood a little bit earlier than you would normally do and is probably going to add some fishing ships. Now, I don't know enough about the map to know 100% that it's fixed position, but I feel like it has to be for a map this large. So I think they probably know what direction to go to find the enemy. And Emu Warrior is going to try and steal the elephant from Breakfast right now. Now, from Breakfast's perspective, Breakfast could have seen that, and Breakfast is now going to bring in this elephant and also send the villager over there to dock. But yes, it looks like right now, Emu is going to attempt to bring the elephant home, and this is tricky stuff. These guys are high rank, high-ish rank, depends on your definition of high, I suppose, but 1800. So there's less than 1,000 people in the world at this rank. And Emu Warrior going to bring this elephant home. And then Breakfast is going to try and steal Emu's elephant. Could have turned around and come over here and tried to do something. And didn't end up doing that. So the map looks pretty cool. This is a really good game as well. Like this game just goes into complete chaos mode. And Emu laughing at the fact that the elephant's been stolen. And Emu does not know that the elephant actually stopped there. So now Green Scout is a bit weak. 15 HP for Green, 8 HP, 5 HP for Emu. Plus there's an elephant attacking Green. So Emu's going to try and block here. Now both Scouts are on 5 HP, guys. Both Scouts are on 5 HP. And Green stops to try and win the fight. Had Green won the fight, the elephant would have continued to chase. And Emu actually gets the Scout kill there. That was so close. And like I said, extremely talented stuff to be able to manage all of this right from the get-go. These guys have been very nerdy. Very, very nerdy. But I suppose it is also nerdy to be talking about a video game that's over 20 years old and then have a map based around Kirby. I don't know. You guys tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how nerdy that is. I'm going to say a 7. But anyways, Emu at this point has the scout still to be able to scout the enemy. Depending on how much homework Emu has done, Emu will already know what the map looks like. But still, always good to have the scout to see what the opponent's doing. Did not scout the fact that there's a dock here, but I imagine this is probably fairly standard. Like, if these were pros, I feel like every single time this map would be played, you'd have players go for the dock and then go for, like, fire galleys and then eventually transition towards land. So, obviously, hurts for Breakfast. Breakfast is going to have a little bit of a later breakfast now that the elephant has been stolen and he wasn't able to get revenge. But, you know, still, feels like with 3 fishing ships working, soon to be 4, and there's no dock at all from Emu, that Emu could have some potential problems in the future when it comes to food eco. Emu is on stone now. Emu probably knows that the opponent's going to chop wood here. And so Emu's going to try and deny that. Now, if you were to lose access to wood, you could then get one of Kirby's little feet. But that's a pretty long journey down here. And that is not something that has been scouted right now by Breakfast. Again, I would assume that Breakfast probably knows this. This isn't a tournament, but, you know, it's not necessarily seen as like a... Actually, I don't know. I think the host of this hosted Return of Reverse Pick, which I covered a little bit of in the past. They have a Discord. It's called Practice Discord. And they do sometimes get some fairly high signups. I mean, So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these guys are going to be up against a 2K or something in the next round. But 90 seconds away from the next stage is breakfast. It definitely hurt breakfast to not have access to the resources that... or the food. And breakfast is completely in the dark here, right? So breakfast going to gold, probably thinking about a second dock to go for the water approach. Seems like a safe bet. And there is tower number 1, just squeezed into those trees there from Emu. And Emu is going to be able to get this tower up. There's the second dock. So yes, this is green just going for Navy. Unbeknownst to green, there's towers going up. This is an interesting situation, though, with the villager headed this way. We do actually have a dock for Emu. So Emu might be trying multiple things here. And Emu saw the lumber camp, so that's why this tower is going up. And then sees the gold's being mined, so it's building this tower here. But we'll say that considering that breakfast still is going to have the other lumber camp, could be pretty good for breakfast still. Just has to realize and reposition. And you could tell freaked out for a second there. Repositioned all the villagers. And now this tower goes up. So this is like, this has been an intense game, right? We're just past the 10-minute mark. All of you guys are excited there's Kirby and all that. But there's been intensity to this. So it's in these moments that make or break players, right? And green realizes, okay, I can't let more towers go up. I don't have any land military. I need to rush this down. And Teutons do get the murder holes upgrade for free, but that's in Castle Age, not in Feudal. And this is the perfect move from breakfast. Anytime you go for a standalone tower in open field, you need to have the walls down. And Emu did still get some walls around. Is still able to garrison quite a few villagers inside because of being Teutons. But will ultimately, I think, struggle, to keep this tower up here. This villager here is able to repair. I mean, actually, the tower is able to get some kills. And meanwhile, these 2 galleys, it's not more than 2 because of no wood access and no gold access right now. These 2 galleys are defending the fish. I would say that if Emu was able to make 2 fire galleys while simultaneously doing all of this, Emu would kill all the fish and it'd be really good. I don't know who's microing what here. I'm assuming neither of them realize this. But fire galley really solid there. And Emu's just going to bring more villagers forward to build more towers. So honestly, breakfast is just a couple bops away from taking this tower down. There's actually, look at that. Look at those villagers. Oh, there's like 6 of them, 3 of them in there on top of each other. This will happen when, well, I'll explain the scenario later, but that does happen in the game. And those villagers hammering away keep the tower up and is going to make life oh so difficult now for breakfast. Oh man, breakfast lost both the galleys. Is making another galley. I'd think a fire galley would make a lot more sense, but live your dream. Was now attacking the fire ship. Okay, live your dream, breakfast. Expect this to be messy, okay? Expect it to be messy. What's the eco look like at home for Emu? Well, we've got 6 goats underneath the TC, and there's no villagers on it, so the food income's not exactly there. But now there's 3 towers stacked in the same position, and these towers are encroaching on Kirby's little eyeball. So this is all Emu wants to do is protect Kirby, I'm pretty sure. Also, I was told by my game hunter, I've got to think of a better name perhaps as we see the mass evacuation here from breakfast. I was told by the person who helps me find good games that Emu always picks this color. So this was not a Kirby-themed pick. I do not have any information on if breakfast typically picks green. So if you're now curious on that, I apologize. All right. Okay, so breakfast making a run for it here. And this is not the area that breakfast wants to make a lumber camp. I can guarantee it. And I speculated earlier, like, does breakfast know that there's... Like, does he know what Kirby looks like? And the answer is yes. And you really need to see a lumber camp placed there, and there it is. So Emu lost... No, still is the scout. Interesting. Okay, the scout's over here. So Emu could pretty much see that breakfast isn't on wood. Also, didn't scout much beyond just these trees here on the shoreline before. So must know that this is where breakfast is. Now, guys, look at the res collected here. The res collected is better for breakfast. This is the power of fishing ships. Power of fishing ships is just insane. 5 fishing ships been working this whole time. Not to mention, Emu has created less villagers. And Emu, ready for more kills, ready for more towers here. We still don't have a single farm for Emu. This is just chaotic. But Emu does find that breakfast is here. And breakfast about to just fight this back. It almost feels like a really natural spot for a TC. I wonder if it's worth deleting this TC here and just rebuilding it down here. Probably not, but it feels like a natural spot for one. Maybe Emu could consider that. Finally, there's a barracks now for Green. And Green, I think, has kind of gone through a rough couple minutes here. And is probably extremely stressed, as I'm sure you guys can imagine. But now, because Emu stopped pressuring him all the time, I think there's like the light bulbs are starting to go off, and he's starting to think about what he can do, right? Now, Fire Galley is going to come out here from Emu in a second, and Emu is going to kill that galley, and that could mean fishing ships go down later on, and we now have a tower versus counter tower. But look at Emu. Emu has learned. Emu has learned, and this has got to be really bad for Green. You got to think it's going to be bad. It's Teutons. Teutons can fit 10 villagers inside of their tower, and thus shoot more arrows. So in a tower v tower war, if it is 10 villagers versus 10 villagers, the Teutons will always win the tower war. Always. And very dangerous spot to be at right now if you're Green. Do I not have the market events on? I swear my capture age has been bugged. I don't think there is a market yet. Oh, hey, okay. Well, speak of the devil. There we go. My brain was too fast for you. Oh, really nice job from Breakfast here. And guys, like, I can tell that Emu has extreme YOLO energy. Emu hasn't balanced an economy in his life. Like, if he were to have Breakfast, which is... The joke here is that he's playing a player named Breakfast. Okay, I didn't have to explain the joke. Rule number 1 of joke telling. If you have to explain the joke, it's a bad joke. But anyways, his Breakfast would not be very balanced. All right? Because this eco is... It kind of stresses me out. Just looking at some of these numbers. There's 34 eco for him, apparently. And what is it? 14 villagers working? 15? 16? There's 10 villagers in this tower. There's 9 villagers here. That is 19 villagers here to just try and kill off Green here in this area. Honestly, Breakfast has done a fairly good job considering the circumstances, but these towers have been brutal. And there's so many villagers around. Look at the death. It's not going to get any better for you here, Breakfast. So Breakfast has 5, 10, 15. Okay. Against 19. Last I checked. That probably has changed. We've got 8 versus 10. 18. Now it is then 3 towers versus 2. So yeah, map looks like Kirby. Pretty ridiculous stuff here. At the moment, I think Emu is basically like, I will win this game if my opponent can't take wood, because wood is a really important resource. And you can see over here, you've got some gold income, you've got some berries, all that stuff's good, but Breakfast needs to make a decision on what to do next. Not really sure what to suggest in all honesty. Like, I feel like you could still take some of these trees for a little bit of wood. Like, just a couple hundred wood there could be helpful. But Breakfast is on the way to Castle Age. And Emu doesn't have a farm yet. Emu is 5 on food, just a 5 on berries. Emu is forever feudal age, as we say. And Breakfast is going to make a run for it. Now, the more I look at this map, the more I really love the potential for docking. Like, if Emu could do it, if Emu could focus on it, Emu should be fishing right now. Emu has a fire galley. The opponent doesn't have any name. Emu did end up killing those fishing ships. The eco KD is 20-3. I think there might have even been deaths over here that we missed. Oh, this is sneaky. Okay, Breakfast is able to hit that tower, so Emu might need to deal with that. And Breakfast just bought some stone to build a tower here to defend these villagers. Smart move from Emu. Emu is now going to attack the market for Breakfast. And Breakfast needs the market to balance out the economy. But yeah, you know, the more I look around, the more I see fish, right? And I feel like docks there could be good. You can tell Emu's a very extreme player. Just queues up 4 fishing ships all at once. But it's good thinking. You know, you only have so much multitasking to work with. Make sure the actions are good actions. Emu's looking over here to stop this tower from going down. And green now walls in the villager. Sorry, I have the large trees on. Hard to see, but yeah, green walls in the villager so the villager can maybe finish that tower. Over here, Emu's going to kill villager number 21. And now Emu wants to pressure Breakfast. Now, Breakfast is up to Castle Age. 29 eco now. So, you used to have an eco lead. Not so much anymore. And this is going to flip pretty massively because Breakfast is in Castle Age. Breakfast could make some siege. But Breakfast does not have a ton of resources to work with. You see yet another tower over here for Emu. These are very, like, mid-rank usernames. Would you guys agree? Emu Warrior and just Breakfast. Like, say what you want about pros, but they focus on their usernames being cool. I mean, I don't even know. I actually am curious on that because, like, I think the majority don't think they're going to be good. Like, I never thought I was going to have a fan base. Oh, God, Emu! What are you doing, Emu? There's siege! Emu! Okay, well, Emu's villagers are going to die. Anyway, so I don't know. My statement's probably incorrect, but this just has, like, really solid players, but really flawed, very silly at the same time energy. And I'm here for it. I'm really enjoying it. Like, when I cast Loey the Legends, I love it when, like, some of the names just scream player who's just bang on average. You know? So, yeah, these guys are obviously well above average here. And, important moment. You might need a second vill to repair. Ah! Oh, my goodness. Okay, for now, Mangonel's going to stay alive. There is a risk here. Remember, green does not have a market now. And green has very little on wood. I think green could run out of wood to repair the Mangonel. It's not really something you think about as a player. Meanwhile, fishing away is Emu. And Emu wants to just keep green in this area. I think green feels as though it's impossible to take this tower out. Oh, God. What is happening? Oh, man. Emu is rushing with villagers. The starting scout is here. Attack grounds are needed. Tower needs to be garrisoned. Villagers need to fight. What on earth is this? The villagers strike back. And the villagers take out the Mangonel here on Kirby's world. And pretty soon, there won't even be a tower left for green. I'm going to try and break down what's happening right now. I give up, actually. This is pretty wild. I'm seeing villagers from both players dying here. I'm noticing that green's doing a lot more of the clicky-click thing, you know? I'm seeing the green villagers fight back. I wish I would have had the boxing mod on it. It gives the villagers boxing gloves. Oh, God. The green has to be careful not to kill his own villagers here, which so far he's done a pretty good job of. And, well, Mangonel goes down again. Villagers counter siege, guys. Didn't you know this? I think in instances where... Like, I think in instances like this, hopping into the tower would be useful to get more arrows. Green, gonna do that now. Yeah, this should be quite strong, but if you do that, then the tower could get battered down, and then the villagers are underneath the tower. Not a very easy situation. But remember, we've got Castle Age versus Feudal Age. The Eco KD is 26 to 29. It is incredibly close. And green is not going to have easy access to wood if this continues. And, well... It seems like it's going to continue. I'm worried for green because green doesn't have a market. 1,000 gold and no market. It was like so next level from Emu to take out that market earlier. And we've got another tower going up here for Emu. Emu's 5 on food. Emu doesn't have a single farm. It's just the fishing ships. This could still go either way. Tower here is about to go down. Okay, so green now is on the great quest to get wood. And is is doing so, chopping this tree on the shoreline and walking back and forth constantly. Even the siege workshop could go down. So, like, listen, Emu, I get that you're obsessed with aggression, and I get, like, I don't want to cramp on your style here. I don't want to change who you are. Okay, but if you have it in you to hear my words and possibly learn anything from them, it'd be great, okay? So, like, right there, you killed that villager. Fantastic stuff. Impressive. At some point, like, instead of going home to build outpost, why don't we pull villagers off of wood to add a couple farms? We're Teutons. I say we. You're Teutons. Cheap farms. You've done a great job. You've got a lot of map control. This is the time to, you know, focus on the economy. Now, I say all that, and people told me, T90, don't talk about a game that's 20 plus years old for a living because you're just going to ruin your life and your future. And I've been incredibly lucky. We have this amazing community, and you guys are watching this after however many years now. So maybe I shouldn't do the same to Emu. Maybe this is Emu's future. I kind of feel like I worry for Emu, okay? I worry for him. I also worry for Breakfast. Breakfast is, I mean, it's taken out a tower, but now has 17 villagers here that aren't working. There is a mangonel on the way, and Breakfast still needs a proper area to get wood. Emu is on the way to Castle Age. Classic eco balance from both of them, just relying on buying and selling things in the market. And it's 21 eco versus 28, guys. Res collected. Breakfast has collected more wood, more food, and more gold. Obviously, the stone, bit of an issue here for Emu. So green, I think, has finally hit a spot where green's like, I need to be patient. Like, I need to stop wasting individual mangonels. And so now there's 2. And so, again, now with repairs and maybe even a 3rd mangonel, you can start to push the towers down. I actually wanted to check. Okay, here's stone. Where is there any other stone? Oh, there's stone here. Okay. See, I don't really know the map. This is chaos, guys. This is not what you're expecting. Like, a lot of you guys probably clicked this just because the title and the thumbnail looked cool, and you're like, oh, Kirby. I like Kirby. Cool stuff. You probably weren't expecting a game like this. So I hope this hasn't completely stressed you out, because it has been pretty chaotic. I hope I've been able to add some order to the chaos. But, yeah, Eco KD, 40 to 38. Total KD, pretty darn close. Breakfast is going to have to kill that villager. Breakfast will do so. Teutons, cheapest farms in the game. Do we have any farms yet? Nope. Why would we want to farm? We actually have no villagers on wood for Emu. So that's fun. Now, Murder Holes is in for free, so you shouldn't be going underneath towers anymore. And there's still quite a few towers that are within range of each other, too. Like, these 2 towers would be awkward. Wow, tower over here. Like, tower central, man. And I wonder if Emu's thinking, like, where's he getting wood? Because Emu's got pretty good vision. Technically, though, there could be villagers here, so I think Emu's maybe looking for that. I don't know. That is likely just a patrol. Emu's probably not paying attention to that. We are 40 minutes into this game. Game time, okay? 21 eco for Breakfast, but has lost 40. Emu is 25 eco, but has lost 39. And now green is rolling into Emu's base with 2 mangonels. And he's just going to avoid the towers. And Emu's laughing because Emu, I think, realizes the ridiculousness of this. Honestly, that's not the first time Breakfast has had a sick attack rounds. Breakfast could have easily friendly fired. And Emu says, this game is amazing. It would make sense that the player who started it off this crazily would like this so much. Okay, purple is trying to get green to kill his own mangonel right now. Oh, let's go. Let's go. That was so good. Oh, notice how Breakfast doesn't respond. No, he does respond, but he didn't respond with like, yeah, this game is really fun. I'm not sure he's having as much fun. He says Vil count, and Emu says 40, which the results are in. That is a lie. And, you know, hey, it's part of the game. And Breakfast is not quite so many. Now, the score is really interesting. It's 26 pop versus 28, but the in-game score is so high for Emu. I think a lot of that's scouting, honestly, but it's got to be some other things. It would probably make Breakfast believe that that is an honest statement. But But if this was... If Emu actually had economy, Emu would have knights. And like 1 or 2 knights pop out. And well, now the talking for purple has benefited even more now because green was in the midst of typing the word rude. And the Mangonel went down. We have another tower going up here from Emu. I know you're all shocked. And, you know, green's like, it really bothered me when you took out my market earlier, so I'm going to do the same to you. Fishing ship's starting to go down. Alarm bells should be going off for Emu fans because Emu hasn't built a freaking farm. But worrisome at green's economy, and even worse here. And actually, green could lose the lumber camp, too. So many bad things could happen here for green. I think green is looking at this right now. Yeah, clearly is attack grounding that. But doesn't realize the whole wood line is getting destroyed. Now has to run away. Again, the Eco KD is still so close. Breakfast, attack ground, misses. Emu gets the hit. 22 population against 29. We have 0 on wood against 1 on wood. And everything's going to stone now. So what do you think comes next, people? It's got to be a castle of some kind, right? Nice shot there from Emu. I mean, if the Mangonel Micro goes slightly different, Emu could still have massive problems here. But I would prefer the position of the player that has 12 towers with Bodcanero and has the siege and has more villagers. So this is what I want to see from green. I want to see massive all-in energy. And I want this castle to go on purple's face. The problem is, and now they're asking, Emu's like, where are you getting wood? And green says secret. The only villager that green's going to have on wood is this villager, which is amazing. But like, you can't go this way because you will be spotted by the towers. You probably don't want to go this way because that's where you last saw siege from your opponent. But that's what you have to do. Green adding some fishing ships now with the remaining wood. Emu checking this. I mean, I don't even know if villagers here would be spotted because of the vision. It's kind of hard. Emu sees this. Emu says, I had more vills 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
And Breakfast says, yes, me too. They both had more villagers a very long time ago. Okay, this castle has to win you the game. It has to win you the game. It could free up a resource. That is an option, though. So I think the thinking here is you drop it here. If you get the castle up, you take out all these towers, and then you can take wood and gold. Could be devastating, though. I think what you need is you need, like, the villager that's initially being attacked to run sideways. You need to somehow pick up on that. Or you just click a lot. And here comes Emu. And this is the most important moment of the game. The villagers are so weak. Like, if green accidentally hits his own vills here, he's going to kill everything. Castle's going up, though, guys. Unless the siege accidentally does misfire. Feels like it's going up. It's at 70%. Here we go. 80% now. Uh-oh. 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 It's at 90%. Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's at 90%. Emu misclicks. Oh, he goes for the siege. Ah! The castle did not go up. I was wrong. And Breakfast drops the oof. And then the GG. And says 2 vills now, which is true. And Emu laughs, and the game ends. So, you know, when I think of Kirby, I think of, like, very peaceful presence in my life. This was not a very peaceful game. But it was a fantastic game. And the chaotic tower rushing and trying to deny wood the entire way through from Emu pays off. And Emu ends up winning the game. I'm seeing on the notes on the other screen now. Boxing Villagers mod is a must for this cast. And I just now am reading that because I was looking for maybe some perspective on who won their tournament set. I should have had the Boxing Villagers mod. It's all right. To give you guys the effect, Hardy is going to show you 2 villagers fighting with the Boxing Villagers mod to end this video. Guys, thank you for watching. Let's look at the stats, though, real quick. But I don't know what Hardy's going to do with the Boxing Villager. Okay, KD 76 to 50. Actually, you know what would be fun? I want to see the KD on the towers. 40 kills for the towers. That was all villager kills. Sheesh. Yeah, res collected, breakfast collected more wood, collected more gold. I mean, this is a fairly balanced game in terms of res collected, if you look at it. Normally, having that much wood and gold would lead to a lot of things, right? That would lead to, like, siege or monks or crossbows. Emu didn't have any army that game. A little bit of navy here or there. Castle time was ridiculous. 25 minutes for breakfast. Impressive stuff. But he paid the price because he didn't have any map control. And even though it was a 38-minute castle time for Emu, Emu was able to get the job done here. And yeah, there's the APM if that's at all interesting for you. Anyways, you could look at the boxing villagers. I did just want to add, those of you that watch this is going to be uploaded what? I guess on a Friday. Okay. If you watch streams, I'm back on Twitch. I'm going to be back on Twitch November 4th, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 15 GMT. If you stop by, we're going to have some crazy small map action, small maps that have never been seen before. And we're going to be doing giveaways of various things as well. So it'd be a good time. If you want to make it, make my day special, I told you the time. If you miss it, though, and not really a stream type of guy, all good. Type of gal, sorry. But we're going to have all that stuff hit YouTube later on, of course. All right? So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the cast. This was a ridiculous one. I'm going to actually keep an eye out for more Kirby games. Because I think the map looks cool. And, like, it turned into utter chaos to the point where I couldn't appreciate how cool the map looked, you know? Maybe we have a little bit more structured of a game than happens. Where we see the water control, maybe a bit of normal army, and maybe the game goes late in a normal capacity. Anyway, see you in the next one, guys.